significant winter storm will more than likely be setting up shop over the Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas area and into the Ohio Valley, into the southeast, and up into possibly the northeast as we go towards the rest of this weekend into the weekend, guys. We're going to talk about what's going to happen with this winter storm and where it's going to track, as well as the ice accumulation, sleet accumulation, snow accumulations, and where is this cold Arctic air going to be gone? When are we going to lose that cold Arctic air? So we're going to break down all this here for you guys over the next few minutes here. And then we are going to have some live streams as well over the next couple of days. As we gear up for this winter storm, we will be in live coverage mode for this winter storm on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. So I want you guys to be aware of that. We'll be here for this event this time. But I want to go ahead and get started here into the forecast and what we're going to be seeing here. We'll go ahead and hop over to our water vapor imagery here on the satellite imagery. And what we're seeing right now is a pretty calm and collective central and northern United States. We've got a little bit of a cold air mass that's going to be bringing some very Arctic temperatures down here into the Ohio Valley, Midwest, and really the majority of the entire southeast as we go towards the end of this week here. And that's going to continue to push its way down south. Over here on the left side of your screen is our upper level trough that is going to be developing in what will be our next significant major winter storm. And this is going to have a very unusual track, guys. We are going to have that track go down south towards Arizona and then curl up into the Texas area. And typically when we get that cold air coming down out of the north and the moisture coming up out of the Gulf, we get snow. And so a lot of people that just saw snow this past week gonna see snow again. We're gonna have more accumulation. The good news is it looks to be that people that saw the ice and the sleet and all the freezing ice and freezing rain in general are gonna see an all snow event this week, is what it looks to be more than likely. Down here towards the southeast, we could see potentially some freezing rain and some sleet setup. We'll get into those details here in just a second, but I just want to talk about what we're seeing in the upper levels of the atmosphere as we go through the day here today and really into the next couple of weeks. So not much is going to be changing with the cold air in place. Like I said, upper level trough to the left and the cold Arctic air mass that is going to be coming down here out of the United States, or out of Canada into the United States there. So let's go ahead and break down what we're going to be seeing here over the next couple of days here. We'll start out with a GFS model run, and I'll compare both GFS and the Euro model so we can basically see what's going to happen with this. We don't want to just go off of one model. We want to go off of multiple. And so here's our jet stream right now. We can clearly see our low pressure system that is in place here, going to be moving off towards the Arizona Mexico line here, and then eventually we'll dip down and deepen as we have a vertical jet that will basically encounter this and help allow for that cold air to be in place over the next couple of days. Really, we're going to have cold air in place, Arctic air over the next multiple couple of days here. And so as we play the GFS model run out here, we're going to see that low dip down south, jet stream come out of the north there, allow for possibly another low pressure system to develop up here into Canada. And what that could do is actually bring a pretty significant push of moisture into the northeast, where we could have still a potential for a nor'easter this weekend. So the odds of a nor'easter this weekend on the table, still slim right now. We're not very high confidence that we're going to have that yet, but is on the table potentially down the road. And then we can see that cold Arctic air once again coming in behind this system as we go towards next week. And we really are going to see that cold air really in place for a good amount of time before we start to see maybe even a ridge build towards the middle path of potential January here. So just something to be very, very mindful of. Now, what I want to compare is what the GFS and the European model run. And this is the GFS track. We were talking about this last night on stream and in videos. It looks to be Thursday night is when this thing is really going to get going. It looks like we're going to have a heavy rainmaker for South Texas, Louisiana. That snow line will be North Texas along the Red River into Oklahoma here, into Missouri, East Kansas, into Arkansas. This is where we could see a pretty decent amount of snow totals around the Oklahoma, Texas, Red River, Arkansas area. And then what this low is going to do is it's going to gradually deepen as it goes here towards the or hugs the southeast coastline. And what we're going to basically get out of this is some freezing rain, potentially some sleet, but we're starting to see lesser of the freezing rain, sleet, and more of a transition on the GFS run to an all snow event. The Ohio Valley, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, North Carolina, South Carolina getting into that snowfall potential, and then possibly seeing maybe a nor'easter develop here, although the models are becoming lesser and lesser with favorability on that. So just something to be mindful of on that. We can look at the European model as well here, and the European model has a little bit of a stronger low pressure system, more sleet and freezing rain towards the Arkansas, Louisiana line up towards Mississippi there, and then all snow for Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas there into Tennessee, getting up into the Ohio Valley. But the European model basically has a lesser robust moisture pool, and so what that's going to do is bring lesser snowfall totals, but we could still see that snowfall go all the way up in the northeast depending on where this low tracks. And the European has, as of last night, now shifted with the GFS, now seeing that northeasterly trend. So we could see some snow more than likely up here in the northeast. So we'll continue to fine tune those details for you guys as we go into the rest of this week. We will have a live update later on this evening for you guys as well. I want to talk about what the snowfall ratios are going to be. This is that 10-to-1 ratio that we talk about a lot. This is what we could see through this winter storm, and you can actually see the totals have gone down pretty decently as expected. I talked about that yesterday as well, how we were more than likely not going to see a foot of snowfall in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and right now we're seeing that snow line kind of shift north of the Dallas area there, but we could see a pretty decent 5 to 8 inches there in the purple, 3 to 5 inches out there in the dark blue, the light blue areas, the lighter kind of teal purple color there. So definitely going to be a snowmaker here for a lot of people in the Ohio Valley, the Southeast, the Ozarks, and into Texas and Oklahoma. And if we go and we look at the snowfall forecast here on the European model, we can do some comparison on this as well. And the European model still has a little bit of a deeper pull with moisture, so we could still see a pretty significant snowstorm over northeast Texas, southeast Oklahoma, into Arkansas, and then into Tennessee, Mississippi, and then into the Ohio Valley, and possibly up in the northeast, depending on where that low tracks. So we'll continue to gain more confidence on this forecast as we go into the next couple of days. Like I said, I want to talk one more thing, and that's going to be the temperatures here. We'll use the European model for this because it's been doing a little bit better. Arctic air, guys, going to continue to settle in here, and we don't really get above freezing. That 32-degree line doesn't look like it's going to be met in the Ohio Valley and the Midwest. So all this snow and ice that we've been accumulating over the last couple of days just looks like it's going to basically sit there. So unless you go out and scrape your driveway or your roads or your sidewalks, it's going to sit there. And we really don't get, like I said, above freezing until possibly the end of this week and maybe even into next week before we really see that. But it looks like we could even see one more shot of cold air come down before we get in towards the third week of January, and then we may start to see a warming trend. We'll just kind of have to wait and see what the models signal with that. But that's what I've got for you guys today. A pretty quick video. We are going to do a live stream later on this evening for you guys that want to come in and ask questions, etc., on locations, all of that. You guys can always message me as well if you guys need anything. But other than that, guys, have a wonderful day. Be safe. Get prepared if you are in the areas that we have talked about for a winter storm, and I will see you guys on the next one.